Go on, tell us. What's the most memorable property you've sold? Describe it to us.
Well, it's exchanged recently at 31 million, and it's
Big boy
house.
Yeah.
Big boy house. I think it's 28,000 square foot, 40 acres, biggest pool I've ever seen. 3 staff bedrooms, 6 in the main house, stable, everything. We had it on at 20 million and managed to negotiate it up to 31 million.
That's a big upwards negotiation.
It's
11 million.
50%.
Yeah. And it was on for 4 or 5 years with, I think, 5 different agents.
Do you think, well, were you able to get that through your social?
Yep, through
I thought
YouTube.
it might be.
Through YouTube within 3 weeks. And it was on for 5 years with other agents, which is just crazy.
That's madness. What does that do to someone like yourself when you're selling a property of that size? Like, does it motivate you? Like, how? Because like, I can imagine myself, for example, if I was selling a property like that, I'd be like, I want to get one of these.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oh fucking hell! Like, it's like when they say, like, if you want to, say for example, you want to get a Rolls Royce, you should go and sit in a Rolls Royce. You should go and see the Rolls Royce. You should go and like feel the leather in the Rolls Royce so that you know and you can like visualize and whatnot. Like, is it the same with houses?
It's big. It's sort of motivational, and I think I had a luxury brand in the US. It was building like $50,000 gazebos, and that was kind of inspirational for me when I was building these gazebos and these mega mansions, because it was like the top end could afford these. And then I thought, really want one of these houses. Then when I came back to the UK and selling these, because our business model in the US is 50,000 is great, but we need to get on with the next one. So that's what I'm very much like here. It's like, selling a £30 million house is good. The check's good. The social media presence is great, but that can easily be forgotten within 6 months because the next guy's going to be in. So my job is to get on with the next property, build that client base, find the next house and just take it to the next level.
How do you build the client base for somebody who's going to be spending £30 million on property? Because it's quite a niche client base, so it can't just be through social, surely. Surely there's other avenues you build it with.
Yeah, socials is a big one, but I also think it's the way you price a property. So that client, he wanted 25 to 30 million. And I said, you've tried that approach for 5 years and it's not worked. I need to do something aggressive. So I need to price it offers over 20 and I need to get people in the door. I need to meet people. I need to have an open house. I need to put a lot of money behind it, social media wise.
What does it cost in terms of like money to put behind something like that?
For an average agent, it's going to be nothing. It's going to be photos, stick it on Rightmove, wait for the phone to ring. They'll get paid regardless. But for me, I'm commission only. And so are all the agents that work for me. So it's, you want money, you go out and you chase that money. So
I rate that.
You got to, and this is what I learned from the US, having a construction company. We would buy expensive tools, expensive trucks, but that was necessary. And then coming back to the UK, it was like, okay, I don't need tools to do this job. So what am I going to spend the money on? What do I invest in? And it's yourself, your own social media.
Content.
Yeah, massive amount of content. So it's $4,000 on Instagram, $4,000 on Facebook, Google ads, YouTube, LinkedIn. You can't really boost it, but you can send a lot of DMs on LinkedIn. TikTok is big. Private invites, they cost thousands to send like, really nice postcards out in the post with a QR code on it, which goes to the main video. So you can spend whatever you want. If you want to spend 25 grand pushing a house out, you can. Nobody's going to do that, but we will, because we know if you've got a £500,000 fee, what's 25 grand?
So do you front load the cash?
Yeah.
And then eat in the commission?
Yeah.
So if you don't sell it, you don't earn nothing.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
So you got to sell it, right?
You charge them a bit up front. So you can charge them maybe 1,500 up to sort of 5-6 grand up front, which contributes towards it. Because you say, look, it's obviously a lot of risk for us. It's a big reward, but at the same time, we need you to have a bit of skin in the game. And they're all good with that at the higher level. The lower end properties, people are like, I don't understand your fee. It's 2.5 times everybody else. And you want me to pay money out of pocket? But I think you show them the results you get. And most of these people at the top end are kind of business minded people. They understand you've got to invest in order to gain. So a lot of them are happy to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. So on a deal like that, what's the commission structure? Is it more like the 5% or are you looking sort of UK rates at the 1%?
So UK rates are 1%, US is 5 to 6. So we're basically right in the middle. So we're 2.5% plus VAT. A lot of people think, well, that's sort of top heavy, but I say to people, it's only expensive if you accept a terrible offer.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
If you're going to take 25 million and my fees 1%, that's going to cost you, what's the maths there?
250. No one wanted to. Nobody wanted to gamble that.
I was thinking 250, but then if the fee is if the fee is 2.5% at 30 million, we're not even going to guess what that number is. Say 600 or 700 grand, just to throw that number out there. But are you going to pay somebody an extra 500 grand when you're getting another 6 million in your pocket?
It's a no-brainer.
Of course you are. But a lot of people don't understand that. They think in the UK, the cheap agent is the best, but the cheap agent and the best agent are not necessarily the same thing.
You get that with everything, right?
Yeah.
Like digital marketing, for example, you could pay, standard agency or a low end agency £500 a month. Mm-hmm. They get you poor results, or you can pay someone 2.5 grand and they get you better results.
Yeah.
It comes down to what you pay at the end of the day, especially when it comes to service. And luxury end requires, I can only imagine, requires that distribution in order to actually get the leads through the door.
Yeah. And one of my clients, he's a big barrister and he charges £6 grand an hour. And he was arguing my fee with me. And I was like, let's just be honest with each other. I said, you charge £6 grand an hour for what you do. I'm sure I could find a barrister for probably, there's got to be one out there for £500 or £600 an hour. And I said, why do you command these fees? And he said, well, it's my experience. It's what I've learned over the years. It's the result I'm going to get you. And I said, exactly.
Yeah, nice.
I said, it's exactly it. And I said, look, you fly first class, right? And he said, yep. I said, I can see your watch. I know you've got 2 Rolls Royces in your garage and a Lamborghini. You're used to paying the top end for everything. And he was like, right. And I said, but if this is the most expensive thing you own, why would the cheapest person be at the front of your mind? I said, it doesn't make any sense to me because you're paying top end for everything. I said, imagine you get a divorce. You're going to use a good lawyer, probably an expensive lawyer, to make everything good. If you're getting your teeth done, you're probably going to go to a good, expensive dentist. If you've got a bad back, you're not going to go to the Chinese massage parlor down the street for £30 an hour. You're going to a chiropractor, right? And he was like, yeah, it makes sense. And I said, look, your house is, and this was worth 5 million. I said, if your house is worth 5 million, you've got to put it in the hands of a professional. And that's what I'm here to do. And I'm not here to give it away. I'm here to get you the most money possible. And that cost me a lot of money. But in return, it's going to be 2.5%. And funnily enough, he went with other agents at 5 million, didn't sell it. I sold it for him at 5.65 million. So the fee was irrelevant. And he was like, why didn't I listen to you in the first place? So I was like, I tried to tell you, I tried, but you can't always like go in just saying, you know best. Sometimes it's good for them to go and try the cheaper agent. And then they come back to you with open arms, basically, because they know you're going to get the result.
Yeah, mate. What is it with, like, I don't know about you, Kat, but like people like at the top earners, like being tight with like,
that's why they got their money.
Yeah, but like with like illogical decisions.
Yeah.
Your proposal, you're going to get more money, more value for the house. The fee's higher, but it doesn't really matter because you're going to eat more.